Today is definitely about leadership, but I kind of want to take a different spin on leadership, especially when we talk about race, equity, and creating change on your campus. So we're about to take a look at a quick clip from this video of talking about the Allen Building takeover at Duke in 1969. And the question that I want you to consider is, it is actually in your sheet, but thinking about these black student leaders at Duke. Why were they willing to go so far? And then what were those qualities that you think they had? So you kind of want to pay attention to that in this video. The Allen Building takeover at Duke, understood a little bit more of what actually happened, what those students did. Just kind of let me get a couple of people. Why do you think the black student leaders at Duke were willing to go to that extent to see change on their campus? And then just give me one quality. Bria, is it? Yeah. So now I want you to kind of go back to that original question. I shifted it a little bit from why are you a leader to why are you leading, right? I want you to think of that action of leading, and I want you to adjust that answer. Why are you leading, right? That's gonna be different for every one of you. Take a second to answer that question. Why are you leading? Thank you. Being the change, right? The title of this workshop. Not just saying what you want, but being that person who's doing the work in order to see that change. You wrote down 5 leadership qualities that you thought the Duke black student leaders had. Choose one that you know you have, right? That you wrote down. So we heard resilience, we heard poise. I definitely would say they're persistent. I want you to circle or choose one that you know you already have. So really today's objective is I want y'all to create a plan that's gonna lead to creating change in a space where you know issues of race and equity exist, right? Which we could pretty much say at every campus, especially PWIs, that exists, right? So this should be relevant for everybody. Or these Post-its all around, there's definitely more than enough. What I want y'all to do is one person from your group can come up and grab a marker, and then again, you'll have the next 15 minutes to work through those next 5 questions. If you're feeling stuck or don't quite know where to go, let me know. I'll also, when you hear the music change, you'll know that that's the cue to switch to the next question. All right, so you'll have 15 minutes, about 3 per question. All right, any questions before we actually dig into groups?
What was most impactful for me was probably the fact that this ignited like a fire that I already had, but I think I started to kind of become blind to the issues, or just kind of felt like I didn't have a voice enough to speak on it. And this kind of made me realize, like, no, you do have a voice and you can speak on these issues, and you need to speak unapologetically about them. So it just gave me back that fire, like, okay, now it's time to go ahead and get it.
For me, the most impactful thing was hearing all the thoughts and ideas that everybody had, simply because being a part of SGA, being a part of different organizations, that's my job, to help other students. So to hear all the issues people were facing and issues that people were passionate about, it kind of made me think, okay, how can we get these people not only involved, but also get their ideas out there to create change on campus.
I hate to cut the conversation short, but one thing that's clear is there's a group of really passionate black and brown student leaders in here. Y'all have a very clear idea of not just what the vision is for this campus, but what it's going to take to move it forward. I think the missing key is this group has to start with taking collective action, right? It's not on one person. All of y'all have to work together. You might say, well, how does a group of 25 to 30 get that done? Y'all got here, y'all can figure that part out. All right, so y'all gotta commit to taking some action, and then things will start to change.
I think it was important to see the students assess where they are as leaders, but also to talk about the abilities or the potential that they do have to become student leaders. I think that is also pivotal to understand that the students are discussing the barriers that they're facing on campus. So it gives them the accuracy of who they are and where they are, but also the obstacles that they have to overcome to get where they need to be.
The questions that you posed, the things that you said challenged, I think, everybody in some way to like think differently or have another perspective or shift where they already were in their thinking, and also just creating a space where people felt like, okay, we could be safe, we could be honest, and we could say what it is. And then coming from somebody who looks like me, who has had similar experiences to me, it made me feel like, okay, he's relatable. And the things that you're saying also motivated us, made us feel better. Like, okay, I can actually go do something about this. So I definitely would recommend, I think, taking it very seriously.
It's not only beneficial for the students, but it's beneficial for staff and faculty members to get a true scope of what students feel and how their programming or how their classrooms are portrayed or how they're viewed. So I think it gives us definitely some good qualitative research pieces, but it allows us to see where we are and what we need to do to improve, especially for our BIPOC students.
I would most definitely recommend Fred Johnson as a speaker at other colleges, simply because he allowed us to open up our ideas, open up our brains into what problems we do see on campus and how we are more than capable of fixing those issues. And somebody who can do that for us is really important at all our college campuses.